Ladies, come on now. Let's have some real talk. I ain't here to judge you. I'm here to help you, because too many of y'all are sitting across from some man, wondering why he stopped calling, why he's treating you different, why the vibe shifted, and let me tell you, it's not always him. Sometimes you're giving away your value without even knowing it. So let's get into it. These are things that kill your value in front of a man. Let's talk about chasing a man. This is one of the biggest ways a woman can unintentionally lower her value. It's not about playing hard to get or playing games. It's about understanding the energy between a man and a woman. When you chase a man, you flip the natural dynamic. A good man, a real man, is wired to pursue. It's how he feels invested. It's how he feels connected to you. When you take that pursuit away, when you start calling first all the time, initiating every conversation, checking in constantly, showing up uninvited, or always trying to prove your worth, you're not making yourself more appealing. You're telling him you don't believe asterisk you're enough asterisk unless you're doing extra. And let's be real. A man knows when he's being chased. He can feel it. It gives him a sense of power, but not the kind that leads to love or respect. It's the kind that feeds his ego while draining your self-respect. Because now the dynamic isn't mutual, it's lopsided, and no relationship thrives when one person is doing all the emotional heavy lifting. When a woman chases a man, she unintentionally sends a message that says, "I don't believe I'm worth waiting for." And whether she means to or not, she puts herself in a position of trying to earn his attention instead of knowing that she deserves it. That right there changes everything. Because the moment you try to prove your worth to someone who isn't asking you to, you give up your power. You give up your position, and in the process, you lose yourself. It's also important to realize that chasing can be subtle. It's not always about grand gestures or dramatic texts. Sometimes it's over-investing in someone who's giving you breadcrumbs. It's overthinking what to wear, what to say, how to impress. It's checking his social media 20 times a day, hoping he noticed you liked his post. All of that is chasing. All of that is energy directed outward when it should be focused inward, on you, on your peace, your purpose, your joy. Let me say this clearly, the right man doesn't need to be chased. He recognizes your value when you walk in the room. He steps toward you because he sees you, and when he sees you're not out here begging, pushing, or performing, he respects that. Men are attracted to confidence, not pressure. A woman who's grounded in who she is, who lets a man come to her, is a woman who commands attention without even trying. So stop chasing, step back, let him come to you. And if he doesn't, that's your answer. Because the man who's truly for you, he won't need to be chased. He'll already be running in your direction. Ignoring red flags is one of the fastest ways to lose value in front of a man, and worse, to lose value in your own eyes. A red flag isn't just a small annoyance or a bad day. A red flag is a warning. It's that gut feeling you get when something doesn't sit right. It's the moment you catch him lying and you brush it off. It's the way he speaks down to others, the way he flirts with every woman in the room while claiming to be just friendly, the way he avoids accountability when you call him out. These aren't small things. These are signals, and when you ignore them, you're choosing fantasy over facts. Now, why do we ignore red flags? Because we're hoping for potential. We see what a man could be instead of accepting who he is. And let me tell you something. Potential is not a promise. It's not a commitment. It's just a maybe. And building your life around a maybe is how people end up broken, confused, and stuck in cycles that keep repeating. A man respects a woman who respects herself, But when he sees you tolerating lies, disrespect, inconsistency, and bad behavior, he doesn't think, wow, she's understanding. No, he thinks, I can get away with this. That's when your value starts dropping in his eyes. Respect is earned, but so is disrespect. Every time you overlook something serious, you're teaching him how to treat you. You're saying, this is okay with me. And trust me, he hears that loud and clear, even if you're silent about it. A man will always test boundaries early on, not always in a malicious way, but to see where the lines are. And if you don't have lines, if everything's negotiable, then your value in his mind becomes negotiable too. It's not about being harsh or unforgiving. It's about having standards. It's about knowing what you will and won't accept. It's about being willing to walk away from someone who doesn't treat you the way you deserve. That's not weakness, that's power, that's self-worth, and the man who's serious about you, who sees you as a woman of value, will rise to meet those standards. He won't run from them. The truth is, red flags don't go away. They grow into bigger problems. That little lie turns into betrayal. That sarcasm becomes emotional abuse. That ghosting becomes a pattern. And by the time you finally say, enough is enough, you've already invested your time, your energy, your love, and sometimes your self-esteem. So stop ignoring what you see. Stop romanticizing what he might become. Watch how he treats people. Listen to how he talks about his past. Pay attention to how he handles conflict. All of that matters. Because the moment you start honoring those signs, your value skyrockets. You show that you're not desperate. You're discerning. And the man who's truly meant for you, he won't give you red flags. He'll give you peace. Oversharing too soon is one of the most common mistakes that can kill your value in front of a man. And the tough part is, most women don't even realize they're doing it. They think being open and honest right away shows maturity and transparency. But there's a big difference between being authentic and unloading your entire life story on someone who hasn't earned that access. See, when you meet someone new, especially a man you're interested in, there's a natural dance that happens. It's called getting to know each other, and part of what makes that process exciting is the asterisk unfolding. Asterisk, it's not supposed to be a dump of every trauma, heartbreak, insecurity, or regret you've ever had. When you give everything away up front, you remove the mystery, and mystery is a powerful tool. It makes people lean in, get curious, ask questions, and become more invested. When you overshare, you rob that process, and often you end up looking emotionally exposed before the foundation of trust has even been built. Now let's be clear, this isn't about hiding who you are. You don't need to pretend to be perfect. Vulnerability is beautiful, but it has to be earned. A man needs to show you that he's safe, mature, and emotionally intelligent before you start opening up your entire emotional vault. And if you rush that process, you may find yourself getting judged, misunderstood, or even emotionally used, because he simply wasn't ready to hold that kind of information. Sometimes, oversharing comes from a place of anxiety. You want him to understand you, you want to connect deeply, so you start spilling everything. Your childhood trauma, your relationship baggage, the mistakes you've made. But what you're really doing is trying to track intimacy. And while you might think it makes the bond stronger, it usually has the opposite effect. It can overwhelm a man, make him feel pressured, or cause him to pull away simply because he didn't sign up for that emotional weight so early on. And let's not forget, oversharing can make you look like you're seeking validation or sympathy, that you're using your pain to try and get compassion, affection, or attention. and that shifts the dynamic into something unhealthy. A high-value woman knows how to be warm without being an open book. She knows that her life story is a privilege, not a free sample. So slow down. Share pieces of yourself little by little. Pay attention to how he listens, how he responds, how he treats your vulnerability. If he earns more, then give more. But remember, real connection isn't built in one deep conversation. It's built over time with mutual trust, shared experiences, and emotional safety. You don't need to overshare to be seen. Your presence, your energy, your peace, that's what makes you stand out. Keep your mystery, protect your story, and let the right man earn the chapters. Tolerating disrespect is one of the quickest ways to lose a man's respect, and your own. It might not seem obvious at first. Disrespect doesn't always come in loud, aggressive ways. Sometimes it shows up quietly. He talks over you, interrupts you, jokes at your expense, shows up late without apologizing, flirts with other women in front of you, or dismisses your feelings when you bring up something that bothered you. And when you let these things slide, even just once, you send a message, this is okay. Here's the truth. What you allow is what will continue. A man learns how to treat you based on what you tolerate. You set the tone. The moment you start making excuses for his behavior, he's just tired. He didn't mean it. Maybe I'm overreacting. You start lowering your standards, and the more you do that, the more you chip away at your own self-worth. Eventually, you don't even recognize yourself because you've adjusted so much to keep the peace or keep him around. But peace that comes at the cost of your dignity isn't peace, it's silence. And silence can be dangerous, because men notice it. A man can tell when a woman is afraid to speak up. He knows when you're swallowing your feelings just to avoid confrontation. And while a good man might try to fix that dynamic, the wrong man will take advantage of it. He'll test more boundaries. He'll see how far he can push you. And every time you let him cross a line without consequence, your value in his eyes drops just a little more. Tolerating disrespect teaches a man that there are no real consequences for hurting you. It says, I'd rather have you around, even if you mistreat me, than walk away and choose myself. That's not strength. That's fear disguised as loyalty. And love, real love, doesn't require you to sacrifice your self-respect. Now, standing up for yourself doesn't mean yelling or being dramatic. It's not about playing games or threatening to leave at every disagreement. It's about calmly, firmly, and consistently showing that you will not accept anything less than what you deserve. It's about walking away when someone shows you they're not willing to treat you with care. That kind of strength isn't aggressive. It's powerful, and it earns respect. The truth is, a man who truly values you will never risk losing you by disrespecting you. But even a good man might slip up. He might test a boundary or make a mistake. That's where your standards come in. Your response in those moments teaches him how to treat you going forward. Respect isn't automatic. It's established through how you show up for yourself. So don't let loneliness, fear, or attachment convince you to shrink. When you honor yourself, speak up, and demand better, not just in words but in action, you elevate your value. And the right man won't be intimidated by your standards. He'll be inspired to meet them. You are the prize. That's not just a cute phrase. It's a truth that too many women forget, especially when emotions get involved. The moment you start doubting your worth, you begin to behave in ways that chip away at your value in a man's eyes. You overcompensate, you overextend, and you start proving instead of just being. But here's the thing. A woman who knows she's the prize doesn't have to prove anything. Her presence speaks before she even says a word. When you truly know your worth, you don't chase. You don't beg for attention, affection, or validation. You don't stay where you're not appreciated, and you definitely don't let a man make you feel like you're lucky just to be with him. No, he's the lucky one. Because a woman who carries herself like the prize brings more than just beauty. She brings peace, depth, class, and presence. She brings a standard, and any man with sense knows how rare that is. But when you forget you're the prize, you start to settle. You start to think, well, at least he's texting me. Or maybe he'll change. You begin to tolerate behaviors you once said you'd never accept. You water yourself down to fit into spaces that were never meant to hold you. And what happens next? You lose your power, not because a man took it, but because you handed it over the moment you stopped believing in yourself. Now don't get it twisted. Knowing you're the prize isn't about arrogance. It's not about thinking you're better than everyone else. It's about moving through life with quiet confidence. It's about knowing that your time, energy, and heart are valuable, and not everyone deserves access to them. It's about understanding that a relationship should add asterisk to your life, not define it. Because you were whole before he came, and you'll be whole if he leaves. Men can feel when a woman values herself. They can tell when you're grounded, when you have boundaries, and when you're not easily impressed. That's attractive. That's magnetic. A woman who knows she's the prize doesn't have to yell it. She shows it. In how she talks, how she carries herself, how she handles conflict, and how quickly she walks away from anything that doesn't serve her. The wrong man will try to make you forget your value so you'll accept less. The right man, he'll remind you of it. But the real power is when you remember it on your own. When you don't need someone else to validate you. When you can look in the mirror and say, I am enough as I am, and if someone wants to be in my life, they need to come correct. So don't shrink yourself. Don't chase love. Attract it. Don't settle for attention when you deserve respect. You are the prize, and it's time you started living like it. Because when you walk in that truth, you'll stop fitting into places you've outgrown, and you'll start being pursued by what's truly meant for you. There's a saying that goes, don't lower your price just because someone can't afford you. And that's exactly what happens when you lower your standards to match a man who isn't ready, isn't serious, or simply isn't on your level. You were never meant to be on clearance. You are not a bargain. You are valuable with or without someone seeing it right away. But every time you shrink your needs, silence your voice, or compromise your non-negotiables just to keep a man around, you put yourself on sale. And that's how your value starts to fade in his eyes. High standards are not about being difficult or demanding. They're about knowing what you deserve and being unwilling to settle for anything less. But here's the catch. A man will only treat you as seriously as you treat yourself. If you show him that your time, your love, your body, and your energy are available without effort, commitment, or consistency, why would he step up? Why would he give more when you've already accepted less? A man might like you. He might even be attracted to you. But whether or not he respects you is determined by how well you hold your standards. Because men don't chase what's easy. They chase what's valuable. They invest in what they have to work for. That doesn't mean playing games or being cold. It means requiring a level of behavior that matches your worth and walking away the moment it's not met. The problem is, many women have been conditioned to believe that having standards will scare a man off. But the truth is, standards don't scare off the right man. They filter out the wrong one. The man who truly sees your worth wants to meet your standards. He wants to rise to the occasion. Why? Because he knows he's dealing with a woman who knows herself and that kind of woman is rare. Too often we're told to be more understanding, be more patient, give him time, when in reality, what we're doing is teaching a man that he doesn't have to grow, because we'll stay anyway. But love isn't about lowering yourself to fit someone else's comfort zone. It's about standing tall in who you are and letting someone asterisk rise up asterisk to meet you there. You don't have to be loud about it. You don't have to explain your standards over and over. You just have to live by them, show through your actions that you mean what you say, and when someone falls short, don't argue. Just remove yourself. Because silence and self-respect are louder than any lecture. At the end of the day, the man who's truly meant for you won't ask you to shrink, settle, or suffer. He'll be drawn to the strength of your standards. So don't lower your price just because someone can't afford you. Stand firm, keep your crown on, and trust that the right one will see your worth. And pay the full price without hesitation. Stop lowering your value to match a discount man. You ain't clearance rack. You're designer, baby. Act like it.